This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Draft now or play underdogs. Pick them for a chance to win 100x. Promo code SGPN at UnderdogFantasy.com for a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store, 15% off everything when you use the promo code PLAYOFFS.
What's up, guys? This is Carson Steele. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
It found a friend.
It found a friend. What are we talking?
The mustache.
Oh, the mustache. Yes, you're riding with a co-pilot today.
There's been no riding. Let's just be clear. No riding.
No mustache rides.
No D riding. No mustache riding. None of that. Someone was talking about riding the D hard.
Yes, we got to
Chris
get that.
Rose, I believe.
We got to get that sound drop. Joining us here, host of the College Basketball Experience, Mr. Colby Dant. What's happening, Colby?
And hold on, don't talk yet, Colby. All right, now talk, Colby.
Disappointed.
What are you disappointed about?
You know, I'm really disappointed in
your Cowboys,
America.
Oh,
What happened?
Oh, the cold weather.
The amount of people that see, this is what happens when you turn every game into every stadium into a dome. Is that
I forgot about this, Sean.
The majority all week was saying that they should all be playing these games in domes, and I've lost faith in our society.
Why do you think it's the majority? Because they're loud,
and they all look the same for the most
who's
part.
the loudest?
I feel like every photo is a guy that's a $150 that
$150 soaking wet.
Yeah,
keyboard tough guys.
They don't look like they've ever played the fucking sport, with the exception of RG3, who somehow randomly does a terrible tweet every fucking day.
Only time they've lifted was a can of Mountain Dew while they're up blogging all night.
Well, dude, I mean, come on, they just look like the biggest dorks. Like we have a private text message chain. I was firing away some of these ones. And I just can't believe that many people thought that was like that we should not play in these conditions. And I love this argument here. The game is in the snow. It's not safe. It's not safe for the players. Wait a second. The game in the snow, by it being in the snow, everyone's slow as shit. The game is way safer when the game's in the snow than if they're not in the snow. You can't have it both ways here.
Well,
they don't run a 40 on a snow field. They go to that filthy Lucas Oil shit for the NFL draft. They don't throw that in Orchard Park.
This is
in the middle of a blizzard.
It is an interesting take that these people have, because these are a lot of these people, or in many cases, I think these same people would probably have a different opinion if it was them doing something in their profession. Something they've trained for their entire life, something that they have, they would probably believe that they're more equipped than the average person to do.
Yeah.
Now, I would say this: if it was unsafe for anyone, Andy Reid is America. Andy Reid is what. Honestly, Andy Reid and Mike McDaniel, they kind of represent America in a way. And this skinny motherfucker and this fat, unhealthy motherfucker were both out there completely fine. Why? They wanted to be there.
Yeah.
The idea that you, person who analyzes things because you couldn't do those things, especially when it comes to this physical stuff, it's like we don't cry about how dangerous something that's not to be Kellen Winslow here, but someone who trains to be in the military, we're not like, whoa, it's dangerous. Someone who trains to go to space, that's not safe. You set your fucking weak ass up there.
You're a millionaire. because you can do shit that we can't do.
No, but that's
You know what I mean? We want.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
the reality is.
I could get some snaps in the game.
I do understand people reacting to the idea of playing in negative 30-degree weather. It's pretty fucking extreme.
Oh, please. Bengals Chargers playoff game was negative 60.
Shut your mouth for a second. I'm trying to help you. But the idea is that these people are doing something extreme. How many people on the planet get paid as much as Patrick Mahomes to play quarterback? Only a couple. Pretty extreme. That's
Dak
an outlier.
Prescott.
That's literally the definition of an outlier. And the best part is I kind of just kept instigating arguments and then tagging Colby. So I have a lot of responsibility.
Dude, I felt like I was seeking that shit, but I felt like just a firefighter with a hose taking on the fucking Chicago Fire. I was the only fucking guy, and I'm just sitting there like, we've lost our fucking mind. We've lost our fucking mind.
We haven't,
football
though.
sucks.
But
Football is a terrible
Colby,
sport now.
here's the thing too, like getting to the game. If it's safe for you to travel to the game, then travel to the game.
And who
If it's-
cares?
if
They're
it's-
insured. All right. If it doesn't sell out,
No, but you're
fuck
missing.
you.
But you're missing the point.
If it's not safe to travel to the game, don't travel to the game.
It's like free
problem solved.
I mean, it's the freedom argument, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like-
don't have to do it just because you don't want to. You're too soft to. You're scared to. You just don't like it. That doesn't mean we should make other people not be able to do that. Look, I'm guessing most people wouldn't be like Ryan Fitzpatrick and take their shirt off at a Buffalo game just cause.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You can't.
He's a millionaire. He didn't need to do that.
You can't be like, this cold is going to kill people, and then cut away from commercial. It's just a guy with sunglasses flexing.
Yeah, like a lot of these people are probably completely unaware that Bills fans routinely jump through flaming tables, routinely do things that are horribly unsafe.
They are they do not care about their personal safety.
I mean, that one's crazy. And then one of my favorite ones, as I was arguing, was that the stat that last year in a snowstorm, 87 people died. Shut the fuck up. Show me that proof.
Were they all driving to the
show
Bills
me that
game?
proof that 87 people died one afternoon in a blizzard.
I do think that
people die in car accidents all the time. People die.
There's no way that 87 people died. That would have been a national fucking story.
Also, too, it's personal choice. It's, people die drinking and driving. Does that mean we should outlaw alcohol? It's like, no, you should just do things responsibly.
Yeah,
it's not rocket science.
I certainly think that the idea that someone who probably was never going to attend the game is telling others they shouldn't attend the game. And honestly, like when you say something that
it was a dark weekend for America. Really dark weekend.
But
for
also,
America.
when you say something like that in public, you do realize that some people are going to call you soft.
Yeah.
Some people are probably going to question your testicular fortitude, your mental fortitude. I mean, in a time where it's trendy to be receptive to introspection and weakness. Like, when you say, "Hey, I'm a pussy" out loud, you might. In high school, we played in fucking freeze. I played soccer in high school in New Jersey in like late November.
Dude,
like fuck off.
When it was super cold or snowing, we would go out of our way to play football.
You know what
I mean? It was the complete
this.
fucking opposite.
When it was snowing and icy, what was the first thing that happened?
You call all your friends. You say, "We're playing fucking football."
Yeah, we Kill the Carrier is probably the PC way to call it, but a game of Kill the Carrier broke out immediately, and oftentimes it was on the fucking road. It was on the pavement, like ice.
Is that a UPS?
If you grew up in the '80s and you didn't get concussed by slipping on ice and cracking your head in the classic banana peel fashion, you lived a soft life. That's bottom line.
I mean, it was a really dark weekend. With the exception of my performance in college basketball, it was a real dark weekend for America.
Colby went 10-5 ATS.
Nice job, Colby.
Cashing both locks and his dog.
And we gave away a money line parlay, but round robin would have hit, Sean.
So close.
Me and you.
Yes.
Not old dead weight over here.
Round robin did cash. Although, man, Kansas State, my money line. Almost two. It was like plus. Might have been. What it was like 2 something.
And maybe if you motherfuckers weren't so negative about my Hokies, my parlay would have come home. Buzz and
kudos to the mustache. Did you by chance have the lead pipe in the ballroom as well?
Oh, I like
you
that.
You look like a fucking Clue character.
Professor Plum.
Yeah.
Oh, in fact, hold on.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
What am I now? I feel like
the glasses kind of ruined it. For the Clue character. The glasses kind of ruined. But when I saw you over the weekend on air,
if you guys saw the game in France that they played for basketball, and musician Pharrell was there, I feel like I'm doing a Pharrell right now. Do I look like Pharrell with this hat? Oh, maybe these glasses.
Oh, you look like a guy who's about to tie someone to some railroad tracks. Who's the bad guy in Rocky and Bullwinkle? That's what you look like. Oh, Colonel Mustard is the guy we were thinking
Colonel
of. Colby.
Mustard, yeah.
Oh, who had the lead pipe in the ballroom?
You need some glasses and a yellow jacket.
No, when I saw him on VSiN, that was my first thought. Was like, this is a Clue character.
Again, continue to get accidental. You don't look horrible.
Well, shout out to Welcome to UAB. If you don't follow him on Twitter, great follow. But he tweeted out his outfit that he wore to the Chiefs game. It was pretty badass. And then he said, he woke up with a broken wrist. I'm assuming I fell on ice or fought someone. No idea what happened.
That's what happens when conditions are dicey.
And Boris is the shout out to the chat. Boris is the guy who is the evil guy in Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh yeah,
Boris.
I do
nice pull.
See, that's something too. You don't want to go back and watch our cartoons. All the bad guys are Russian.
Look out! All right, we got a ton of picks too, and closing out the touting, Kramer hit both his locks. Consensus plays were 3-2. So if you were fading our consensus plays, you have been down 35.5 units this season, which means every game that we agree on that goes into the consensus column, 75, 47 and 1. Boom. 61%. I mean, the show's free. What the fuck do you guys want? Speaking of free, you can get some bonus bets when you head over to DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs. You can make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game, get $200 instantly. In the copy, they suggest don't give out any plays, but I will just mention that if you have some bonus bets and you want to get super frisky, Mason Rudolph, 55-1 first touchdown in the Steelers and Buffalo game. He is also 11-1 anytime touchdown, 17 touchdowns in college. Colby, I don't know if you knew that about Mason Rudolph.
I have a hard time betting on guys named Mason. First name, last name, yes. Last name, Derek Mason. We'll get that.
You're right. It's weird. Mason has a last name so badass, as a first name very odd.
He did play for the Mullet in college.
True. That is true.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code SGP. New customers bet $5, 200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. www.1800gambler.net. New York, call 877-HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hell Casino and Resort, 21 plus. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See DKNG.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. And of course, also brought to you by Little C's. Enjoying, maybe you got the 3-day weekend, ready to fire up some afternoon Monday night football. What better pairing than Little Caesars? Little Caesars, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. You can order online to the Pizza pregame 1 hour before and 3 hours after NFL kickoffs, plus all day Sunday. You can get it delivered or our in-store pizza portal pickup. Grab some friends and enjoy a few slices during the game. Little Caesars pizza. Of course, get the pretzel crust. If you haven't tried the pepperoni pretzel crust over at Little Caesars, you are truly missing out. All right, Kramer, let's get to the picks. We can't. I don't want to miss kickoff.
We won't miss kickoff. Right. Colby sent me something at some point in the show. I'll get to playing it. I think it might be funny. All right. College basketball. I think the problem is we have yet to restrict Colby on the number of games, and he keeps just making the list longer.
We can add more.
Longer and longer.
The Tuesday slate is fantastic.
So far, I've been happy with it. It's keeping me. I feel like I'm more up to speed in the hoops than I am typically. I've also been enjoying our friend Avetta as she does her own campus tour.
Yes, yes.
Colby, got to get her call in. Get some updates on the best food. Get random things about these places.
True.
Bathrooms, foods. Give me all the dirt. Obstructed views. All right. We're heading to Cincinnati again. A big fan of the 3:30 p.m. West Coast start for these Fox or FS1 games. Butler heads to Cincy to take on Xavier. Xavier, team that I feel like we've had been profitable taking them at home. This is a Prick Dundee, or is this a real live?
No,
opener?
these are real. They're out.
These are in the wild openers. Yeah. Xavier 5.5.
I mean, Xavier put it on Providence on the road. I like Providence there. They were up early. They just kind of fell apart in the second half. I don't know what to make of Xavier. I mean, if they can do that on the road against Providence, how do you not like them at home? Number certainly reflects that, but I don't know, man. I don't think I want to mess with fading Xavier at home. Although they lost to UConn, that's a tough spot. And then they had 3 home losses earlier. I don't know. Colby, what are we doing here?
Well, normally the Centus Center is just a very hard place to grab a dub. But Xavier's team's been beat up. In the preseason, we knew that they had a couple guys out for the season that we had to fade them. Nice win, in Providence at the Dunk. Did not see that coming. But at the same time, Butler Seton Hall was a game. And I feel like if you're a Butler fan, you feel like you had that. You let him off the hook. Give me the 5.5 in Butler. Thad Matta also used to coach at Xavier. He knows how they do shit there. So let's go. Give me the 5.5 with Butler. I think it's a decent money line play too.
Is there
part of the angle? I think Butler is actually a more talented team from a roster standpoint. They also shoot the 3-way better.
Nice win, Butler recently on the road at Marquette.
Yeah, and they should have won at Providence. Road trip before that.
All right, you're talking me into Butler. I'll take him plus 5.5.
Top 75 offense for Butler. Meanwhile, Xavier's at 200.
Does Butler hit their free throws? Yes, they do.
6th in the nation compared to 122nd.
That's all I need. Kramer,
what are you doing, Sean?
What do you mean?
You got fully sold by Prick Dundee over here. Got you on the short dog. I like the chalk. And what about what Butler has done recently? Are you like, give me some points Marquette here in a tough road spot?
I would say the road spots.
Yeah.
The game against Marquette.
Yes. Okay. Nice win.
The Providence game because they had Bryce Hopkins there. They should have won that out.
That was the
they didn't foul.
If you don't forget,
they didn't foul under 5 seconds, and that was a bit concerning. Up 3.
That was also the game that Colby was belly aching about. How do you lose 10 points when you go to overtime?
Yeah, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal beat. One of the worst of the year. Almost as bad. I don't know if you guys caught the UNLV ending. That might be the worst beat in 20 years. They got a 5-point play. UNLV had a 4-point lead with 10 seconds left, and Utah State made a 5-point play.
College basketball. Yeah. That's why we love it. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're into Raleigh, North Carolina for Wake Forest, NC State. Little Tobacco Road battle here.
Oh yeah,
the lesser known teams that
both
also
teams
play
12-4. Both teams 12-4, and Wake is won 9 of the last 10. NC State wins 8 of the last 10, including a big win against
basketball.
Your Wahoos.
Basketball is back in North Carolina.
It is. It really is, man. Right now, it's thriving.
As the ACC dies.
I'm on Wake though, because NC State in a big game they always fold up. Wake's
NC State laying a point here.
Yeah, Steve Forbes has got this Wake offense playing at a really high level.
Wake is good.
Yeah,
Wake,
top 40 offense, top 100 defense,
28th in adjusted efficiency, number 1 free throw shooting team in the nation.
I have a joke about Wake Forest treating UVA like Melissa Stark something, but I'll if you want to have a good time, Google Melissa Stark UVA.
Oh, do you think is that still out there as the urban legend?
It's not a legend. As someone who went to Blacksburg, it's not a legend. It is 100% fact. You got to take Wake here. It was although I worry a little bit too much. I'm taking away from that ass beating of UVA, but Wake's on it. Wake's on something this year.
Yeah, no, Wake's been strong. I'll take Wake. Like Colby said, their offense is just so good right now. Effective field goal percentage, any sort of advanced metrics you want to look at, and their defense, they let up on the 3 is probably their weakness, but it's not like NC State is amazing at 3. So I think it's a good spot for them.
Yeah, Discord, you're welcome. Get
NC State as a favorite.
Wow,
no thanks.
Disgusting. Yeah. I didn't even get to say it. Wrong team favorite. TCU heads to Cincinnati, Ohio for a Big 12 matchup with Cincinnati. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Cincinnati laying 3. I do have some belief that Cincinnati is going to start to rival West Virginia as one of those weird spots for the Big 12. Certainly the conference in general is very spaced out. And so you have kind of like a Utah, Ohio, West Virginia, and then all the way down to South Texas. Cincy here, to me, this is one of those spots where it's a welcome to the Big 12. We do have a little bit of hair. We got to pay attention to the hair matchup here. Well, ever since I just see how Jamie Dixon gets up when he sees good hair on the other side. But yeah, I do think this is going to be a tough spot for these Texas teams coming up to Ohio.
No, they're losing this game. TCU just stormed the court as they beat Houston.
Yeah,
Cincinnati is winning this.
So
game.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Weird spot for TCU to come up to Ohio.
Now I locked up Cincinnati against Texas. I thought they were going to get it done. Probably should have. Lost by a point there. My handicap is similar here. Like, this Cincinnati team is very good, especially at home. And to Colby's point, like, you don't need a handicap more than just TCU stormed the court off a win.
Yeah, and since he lost a close game, since he just lost a close game at Baylor, so bounce back spot.
Perfect situational handicapping. Love Cincinnati.
Yeah. Again, I think in general we're going to be looking that direction. Again, my only concern is that the Jamie Dixon sees some threat in Wes Miller's hair, and is extra focused on this one. Purdue heads to Bloomington, Indiana. This is a rivalry game.
They fucking hate each other.
Basketball. Does basketball mean more in Indiana or North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
You just pissed off a whole state.
Yeah.
4 p.m. on the West Coast. Purdue.
Notre Dame basketball. I would say the fan turnout's just not great.
That's a good battle royale. Who wins? You list out the schools from India. The problem is that North Carolina just has more schools. Maybe the most schools in the entire United States. We'll have to dig up that fact. Purdue laying a big number here, 10. To me, how do you want to lay 10 here? What?
Yeah,
Purdue.
There's no way.
Like I said, Purdue's the worst team in college basketball.
Where do you have them in your power right? Out of the 363,
bright red on the Sean Palm rankings. I mean, they're
Sean Palm ranking.
They just fucking suck.
Oh, we need a Sean Palm rankings. Don't let this one go away.
Sean Palm's a nice name. No, okay, yeah, Purdue. You got great stats, but dude, they are just the biggest bunch of chokers in the nation, and Big Ten teams on the road have really had some rough outings and some collapses. So I love Indiana plus 10 here. I think they're a live dog. If you're betting Purdue laying 10, you are crazy. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, Discord is.
Assembly Hall will burn down. All right, and shout out to the fans. Some Indiana fans. That I saw a video of them essentially putting liquor in like a pouch over top of their stomach and their back, and then putting on a winter coat and going into Assembly Hall, and just kids filling up this gigantic pouch with look like jungle juice. You're doing it right in Bloomington. You're doing it right. Give me the 10 all day.
I mean, when we were in school,
maybe there is hope for the younger generation, Colby.
I was gonna say we were 100% using like Ziploc bag method. Yeah. Nowadays, you can essentially get like cheap ass like hydration pouches and just load them up, and then you got like the tip.
Fake. You can just get a fake tit with full of.
Yeah, you just get a little straw, and the next thing you know, you just load up.
It does remind me. There's a great Nathan For You where you're not allowed to. If you ever watch the show Nathan For You, it's very funny. But he like has this whole thing about he just basically fucks with people. But anyway, he created a chili suit so that he could completely, like, his body, he's wearing a chili suit, completely fill it up, and he sneaks all this chili into a minor league hockey game, and then like is selling chili and eating it. You really have to watch him. He's like a super dry Canadian guy who fucks with people. It's all-time show.
It's stereotypical Canadian humor.
You may have seen the dumb Starbucks thing he did that went viral. That was one of his, but it's very funny, especially the first couple seasons.
So Discord on a little bit of a heater, get 3 picks in a row with NC State, TCU, and now Purdue laying the points. Let's head over to I guess we're just gonna talk about Syracuse all year because Sean for whatever reason can't find another basketball team since the Boeheims left. He's not even strapped in with the jersey. He's wearing some bullshit Eagles.
It's
stuff.
game day. I'm honoring Reggie White, Ryan.
What do you mean you're honoring?
Minister
by wearing his T-shirt. Look at this. This is a classic old school Reggie.
Dude,
I appreciate you supporting the USFL, Sean.
Can I make a comment, Sean?
Yeah,
I think when you wear a shirt like that, it makes you look younger. All the kids are doing it. So
all the kids are rocking Reggie White shirts.
No, just shirts with big pictures on them.
Okay.
You look like a young. You
confuse me with the young.
He was a Memphis showboat before they fucked up the uniforms.
You honestly,
know what I mean?
I wouldn't be. You know,
Yeah.
If you were walking the halls of a high school right now, I wouldn't blink an eye.
Now, if you walked the halls of high school, I'd report you.
What do you mean?
The mustache, yeah.
That mustache is way too thick.
Too good looking to be around young children.
Yeah, sure. That's what Megan's list is.
You know,
everyone who's too good looking.
Yeah, Megan's Law, I think is the.
But isn't it called Megan's
It's
list?
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law is what happens. That's a little bit different than Megan's Law. Maybe they're along the same directional.
Murphy gets a lot of love. Isn't a Murphy bed? Isn't that a thing?
The Murphy bed is the bed that folds up into the wall. Yeah.
So Murphy's just killing it here.
Oh, God bless
Murphy's Law, Murphy's bed.
Yeah, and
fucking Dale Murphy, remember him?
Honorary Murphys, aka the Boeheims, aka the Orange now, not the Orange Men, the Orange People of Syracuse, New York. They head to Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh, Jeff Capel. Unfortunately, I was forced into a situation where we had to bet against them again, and it won. Pittsburgh -4.5. Sean's on Cuse, obviously not wearing the jersey, but on Cuse.
Syracuse on the road's been asked this year. Look, they've already played. This is the second end of this. So Syracuse won at that filthy Carrier Dome. Now they head to Pittsburgh.
Why are you saying they're bad on the road? Because they lost by almost 40 points to North Carolina.
Just can't take them.
Yeah, you remember when you guys took +13 on Syracuse?
Oh my god.
Could that be affecting your handicap here?
I'm out on Cuse.
And they lost by Duke by 20. This is when we buy, Colby. This is when we buy Cuse.
Oh no.
Cuse is an auto play.
No, this is the second game. The motivation's all on Pitt. Pitt lost in the Dome.
I know it's a revenge.
I'm laying the 4.5. Eat shit, Orange, man.
Eat shit, Pitt. That's the expression you're looking for, and it applies here. Syracuse won by a lot of points the first time because it was the right matchup, Colby.
It was a back and forth game. It was 8-point win.
They won by 8.
Back and forth game.
They won by 8.
I watched that whole thing.
They're gonna hang around. This is gonna be a close game. This is a bounce back spot for them.
Syracuse is ranked 262nd in offensive rating. That's horrible. Pitt, 83rd. That's all the difference right there.
I was I'm just digging up in the archives to see if I've picked Pitt yet this year. We picked Pitt on. Looks like we picked Pitt when we were doing a November slate. Got that wrong. And yeah, and then once again, you guys picked Pitt on another November slate. Got it wrong. I think we're supposed to just fade Pitt. We've never
not doing it. You go with your Orange Men.
We've never had a correct Pitt pick on this show when picking Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
How many picks can Pickle Piper Pitt?
Give me Pitt.
I'm fading
after
Pitt.
all that.
After all that, change.
Hey Ryan, why don't we settle this over on Cut? I'm on Cut. It is the peer-to-peer social betting platform. You like Pittsburgh. I'm on Syracuse. Ryan, I'm challenging you to literally put your money where your mouth is. Come get some of my money over on Cut. I will put up a Syracuse bet against your Pitt bet, and we even got a little group going for SGPN. If you want to challenge some of your fellow listeners, of course, use that promo code SGPN. Get that 10% deposit bonus. KUTT.com. Cut. It is the peer-to-peer betting platform available in 40 states. Shout out to Olan. Olan accepted my entire $200 wager on the Philadelphia Eagles -3. So come tomorrow, either I have Olan's money or Olan has Sean's money. Stay tuned. And if you want to win some of my money, literally take my money over at cut.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh. Oh, super busy with the NFL playoffs, college basketball. Last thing I want to do is spend a bunch of time cooking, preparing meals. That's why HelloFresh is great. You get meals delivered right to your house. It is America's #1 meal kit. The food tastes great. They got 15-minute meals. 15 minutes. That's like half a fourth quarter of in an NBA game. Those things drag out. HelloFresh has over 45 recipes and more than 100 seasonal add-ons to choose from. What I really like is this deal they're running. If you go to HelloFresh.com/SGPN free, use code SGPN free breakfast for life. Well, that's a breakfast. Get your day started right. 1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life over at HelloFresh.com/SGPN free with code SGPN free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
And we're back.
Can you? So you went to you're a Matador, right, Sean?
Yep, hook 'em.
By chance, was this you in your days? Did you do this?
Let me put this on
yeah,
the screen
give me
real
a second.
quick.
But I'm curious. They're having a great basketball season right now, the Matadors, and I have a feeling we might have some footage of you or one of your friends back to. Oh no, not this one. This one we gotta.
Oh, we can play this one next.
Yeah, this one's gonna be great. Here we go. We got green here. Cal State Northridge. Look at this.
Is this at CSUN?
Yes, that's CSUN
No
as they take down Fullerton, right?
I never remember seeing this many fans at a CSUN.
They're good. Is this CSUN? Looking at the
No way
sweatshirts. What is
no
that
way
sweatshirt?
this
Is
is
that
CSUN.
Santa Barbara?
There's somewhere in the big
slugs
one.
Yeah,
we're talking
yeah.
about.
Although this guy's terrified. Look at him. He's very scared right now.
He's not even paddling out to the wave. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. Great visual of a guy literally crowd surfing.
As someone who has done that in the Virginia Tech Stadium, it does get terrifying. You very quickly realize you're just in a position to fall hard, and you could tell he was having that moment. Do we also want to play the?
Well, no, we got Patino in a second. We'll talk about Patino in a second. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let me just do this and then this. All right. So let's talk about the next game. Florida heads to Knoxville, Tennessee. I haven't been super locked in on Tennessee lately.
They should have lost the other day. What a gritty comeback. They were down the whole game to Georgia.
Blue Cane. They got the cover though by a half point. At least that's the number I got. Which, by the way,
if you're a Georgia fan, you're still sick. You're sick to your stomach about losing that game.
St. John screwed me on the money line there.
I would argue that the refs screwed Patino. The refs screwed Patino.
I saw
terrible.
the end of the game, but either way, Tennessee laying 10 here against the Gators. Big number, big trip. I have this circled as a Rick Barnes recruiting opportunity.
I'm with you because Florida's 0-2 on the road, and Tennessee's 8-0 at home. They're a veteran team. I still just can't buy into Florida. You saw when they went to Ole Miss, they got smacked. Now Florida did just destroy Arkansas, but that was at the Swamp.
We can't trust Arkansas right now.
Yeah, Arkansas is very, they look very skeptical.
The wheels on the must bus might resemble the
Looks
tires.
like my wife's tire.
We were seeing earlier.
Oh my God, my wife goes. She like sends me a text. She's like, my tire went out. I'm like, oh no, what happened? She's like, yeah, she has a sensitive tire pressure signal. So she got the tire pressure signal and she kept driving. She's like, yeah, it was a little weird. And then I look at the tire. The thing is like completely shredded, completely blown out. I'm like, oh my God, how did you drive on this thing? Yeah, thankfully she was all right, but much like the bus, that thing was shredded.
It was a lot like if you watch a police chase and they throw out the spikes and you just keep going.
Like
you just keep going till you get some sparks and fire going.
That's a great call, Colby.
It's a Nissan Versa. I don't know how this thing survived.
I mean, honestly, it looked like right before.
Looked like it took like bullet holes.
When you see the tire explode, the truck tire explode. If you've ever seen the truck tire explode, it looks like it's about to do that. Like somehow we didn't get the explosion. Like you stopped the tire before it exploded. But yeah, that could be Arkansas right now. That was the point. Is I don't know if we can trust that win. And so when you remove that win from this Florida team, they've basically just been ass for the past. I mean, since the return from break. So
then I think the real thing is like Florida's offense has been great this year, top 40 offense. However, Tennessee's a top 35 defense.
Yeah, it's Rick Barnes' team.
Yeah.
This is one of those that can get out of hand.
Yeah,
and so you got to lay the points.
Unless there's a situational spot, you got it. I mean, slight look ahead to Alabama at on Saturday, but I mean it's an SEC game.
They hate each other here. Yeah.
No, you don't look ahead when you have an opportunity. I think when you're Tennessee and you're in the SEC and you recruit Florida, this is an opportunity. Like again, it's a recruiting trip, just like the Bama trip is a recruiting trip in a sense to beat Nate Oates, but not necessarily for that territory. No one's fighting over that territory. All right, next up, we got Baylor, we got Kansas State, and Manhattan, Kansas, the Little Big Apple, I think they call it. 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Baylor laying 2 on the road here. Oh boy, some storylines in this one, Colby.
I mean, obviously Jerome Tang, the Kansas State head coach, former assistant for Scott Drew at Baylor for a long time, like 20 years, I feel like. And look, Baylor just won a close game against Cincinnati. Kansas State lost a heartbreaker that they were winning 99% of the game.
Don't keep bringing that up, those fuckers. I kind of want to fade Kansas State because I think it was kind of a dream crusher game, but I mean, them as a home dog is certainly appetizing, but the Baylor offense, man, number 1 in the country in threes. I mean,
it's number 2 in offensive rating.
And K-State doesn't defend the 3-ball well. I'm going Baylor. Now, maybe this is just a reaction off of them fucking up my money line, but yeah, I'm taking Baylor.
Big 12 home teams win. Give me Kansas State.
Also, you could in retrospect talk about a look ahead spot with that Texas Tech game.
Yeah.
I'm with Colby. I think anytime you have an assistant coming home, a little bit more focused on this one. So Kansas State.
You think I'm letting my Kansas State hatred blind me? Should I switch to Kansas State?
No.
All right, I'm sticking with Baylor. The Baylor offense is too good.
We've given the Discord enough in this episode. You don't need to just continue to give them handouts. St. John's heads to Newark, New Jersey, where Seton Hall. Let's talk about a team that is impressive.
Both teams. I would say both are been great storylines this year. But yeah, Seton Hall, unbelievable storyline, big time wins lately.
I don't think people thought they were going to be here.
I don't think people thought either. Like, dude, St. John's, they should have won at Creighton.
But Patino, I can get behind the idea. We've seen Patino immediately have a team ready to compete.
But a lot of people, even the preseason rankings, they're like the Big East is too loaded. Patino won't get it going this year, and boom.
But basketball is different than most other sports. Like Patino has a clear system. He understands how to recruit it, and he brought some guys with him. So
yeah. So Patino lost a game that St. John's was beating Creighton. I feel like 70% of the game.
Poured a lot into that one.
They should have won that game.
So you thought it was a foul?
No, I didn't think it was I don't have a problem with the non-call on the shot. I have a problem with the non-call of the possession before, where St. John's would have grabbed the rebound, and then they got fouled. They didn't call the foul. The ball gets let loose, and then Creighton scores the game-winning basket on it. That's the foul that I would have been irate with. I would have got teed up probably, but
you would have gotten teed up.
Play the comments after the game for Rick Pitino in Omaha.
I mean, honestly, as anyone who was at the Rose Bowl to watch you get teed up at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I've been teed up on the football field. Yeah,
Colby knows how to get teed up. All right, so
all time Rick Pitino.
I assume there's audio here.
No, I don't feel good when we lose. I hate the world. So just so you understand that. No, I don't feel good. I've never felt good with a loss. Pardon my language. So I don't feel good. I don't believe in those valiant efforts on the road. No, I feel like I want to kill myself, jump in the cold, and die of frostbite.
That answers that.
Yeah, I'm on St. John's off of a loss. I'll take St. John's.
You think he wants to kill himself? You can't lose the jersey too. There is an element here where no self-respecting St. John's team needs to lose to this team from New Jersey. Again, you want to talk about recruiting battles?
Yeah, and if you dive into the numbers, it's still there's a reason why St. John's is a 1-point favorite. They're a top 100 offense. Seton Hall is not a top 100 offense. Defensive rating, St. John's has a much better defensive rating than Seton Hall does. I think you got to take the Red Storm there on the road. At Seton Hall, I'm just waiting for a game. They probably almost gave it away to Georgetown. I think this is the one that catches them. Pitino wins in Newark.
They've played 3 out of their last 4 games on the road.
Yeah,
they've been impressive. Now they come home, and you just want to fade them.
Pitino, Pitino just making comments like that. You tell me the team's not listening.
This is tough because these
very
are both
torn here.
These are both teams I want to bet on. I'm with Colby. I mean, I'm scared of Rick Pitino, and I'm not playing for his team, so I can only imagine the guys on that team.
You're right. It's time to fade Seton Hall.
I mean, Seton Hall. Look, I mean, again, you can't ask for much more out of Seton Hall right now. They're a tough team to fade here, but you got to go Pitino.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be so pissed when I get Seton Hall wrong, but you're right. Pitino just said I feels like I want to fucking kill myself. I can't imagine that's gonna.
I want to die of frostbite.
Yeah, that's a horrible death.
Wish right there.
That's a horrible death. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Provo, Utah for Iowa State, BYU. Boy, it does seem like Iowa State's a team that you can only really mess around with at home. Especially when they got a. This is again, we were just talking about this in Ohio. This is the West Coast version of that. The new weird spot in the Big 12.
Well, and remember, Cincinnati upset BYU in their Big 12 home opener. They've been on the road since then.
Now they're coming back home.
This is their chance to right that wrong. This is a smash spot on BYU -3.5.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think you know, in a way you can kind of like flip it for Iowa State, right? They have the nice win against Houston. They back it up with a win against Oklahoma State. Now they take to the road for a tough road stretch against BYU and TCU. But the first stretch, I think teams are going to struggle going to Utah in general. So in the Big 12 weird road spot circle. So yeah, got to take BYU here. Got to take BYU. If another team comes in and soaks,
no one goes into the Super Soaker and gets it. Yeah, I mean, I guess Cincinnati did.
It's at home in Provo. Yeah, to your point, Cincinnati randomly popped their head up, but this is, I mean,
it's a Bearcat. Could be a Cougar situation. Zach Wilson learned somewhere.
You know what it was it was a look ahead spot for BYU. I know it was their home opener. Utah? They had Baylor at the time.
Baylor, okay.
Yeah, so like now they got their shit together. They know they can't go 0-2 in Provo. They're beating this Cyclone team. Probably the best play on the board.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, BYU's offense has been really good.
Iowa State scores like 55 points on the road every year.
Seems too easy.
Yeah, and their defense. I mean, Iowa State can't score on the road, and then you look at BYU's defense. I don't have the home road splits of their defense, but it's got to be even better. So yeah, BYU minus. Don't be scared of that 3.5. They're making it there to scare you away.
I know this is a football adage, but you lay the 3.5. You don't
100%.
take it. You don't take it, Sean. Wisconsin heads to Penn State 6 p.m. A little late tip in State College. This right 9 p.m. local time.
Yeah.
Wisconsin brings their staplers on the road, laying 7.
How about this Badger team, man? They keep pulling shit out their ass. They keep getting it done.
Staplers. That's what they're pulling out of their ass.
That was a crazy. The
fact that pushed. No, it was like a 1-point game with 2 minutes left.
I was double checking. I thought we.
Oh no, we hit. It was +10 for us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually
closing line push.
Had him on the.
Colby, you had
I won on the closing.
Yeah.
I won on the closing line.
Oh wait,
it was 7.5 out in Vegas.
Really? I thought it was 8.
Yeah, no, because I had this crazy parlay that just needed St. John's money line, and I would have won like $1,200. Shout out to St. John's for getting hosed. But yeah, no, I think. All right, so they looked like, are they near the top of the Stapler power rankings right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does Penn State have? Do they even
Ace
have
Baldwin,
staplers?
former VC? No, they don't have staples on this team.
But how are they so bad?
They're not that bad actually. I feel like
they're
Mike
catching
Rhodes,
7
year
points.
1. Mike Rhodes. I think you take the points here. I think Penn State covers this game. It's a sleepy spot. Wisconsin doesn't really get up for Penn State. I think Wisconsin still might win the game, but I think Penn State can also present some problems defensively with some of their athletes like Ace Baldwin, who I just alluded to, that can make the Staplers struggle a little bit there in State College. Give me the Nittany Lions +7.
I'm with Colby.
You saying athleticism?
Yeah,
I'm looking to fade Big Ten road favorites that are stretching out this big.
Yeah, Penn State sucks. Give me the Staplers. Fundamental basketball. I do worry about this start time. Do they have classes the next day? Is anyone going to be at this game?
It's Penn State. Come on.
Wait, it's a 9 o'clock start time.
That feels late.
Yeah,
9 o'clock start.
It's a football school. Sean went there. They don't give a shit about basketball there.
Not really. No.
Give me Wisconsin.
No, but they'll be getting drunk.
The college experience should know this. I'm surprised they don't know this.
Never lay points with staples on the road. That's a rule on the college experience.
By the way, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Noah has been calling into the.
He's got a whole character. It's great.
Really?
Yes,
It's someone
checked this out.
who's in a love triangle with Matt Stafford and Jared Goff. It's very electric.
he was like 20 minutes. It's like a 2-minute explanation.
I
really
do have
great.
to go back and cut it because he did say that he was going to talk about coming. There's a future drop that Noah created.
There's a lot there. Hey, have you guys signed up with Underdog Fantasy yet? What are you waiting for? Love me some Underdog Fantasy. Perfect for some NFL pick'ems. The playoffs are here. Kramer and I gave out a bunch of winning entries. Didn't quite bring any of those mega ones home, but a lot of the higher lowers did come through for us. So on a nice little run there. Looking to just put together that perfect lineup. Cash a mega whale.
I like using the word mega.
Mega.
You know,
Mega
I still can't
sounds
believe
awesome.
that Dick Puncher said Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, and then I just put that with a Dak
Kramer,
interception.
actually, yeah, sorry, Kramer
15
did
to
hit
1.
one. Yeah, at 15-1. That was a nice one. These are so fun to put together. Perfect when you just got these single game slates. Colby, anything? Just give me one entry for tonight or tomorrow.
Let's see what
I see they already have the a lot of the Tuesday games up.
Say they
Let me go down to the Tuesday slate.
TCU
here
at
and
Cincy?
find something. Give our fans something.
I'm gonna go
here.
up to the top. I'm gonna kick collapse all real quick. This is the pro
there
tip
we
of
go.
all pro tips. You go to the top, you click collapse all, and then you can see all the games.
Spinal.
Yeah, a lot of mostly Tuesday action. What game are we going to? Baylor, Kansas State.
That was one. That was one
All right,
that stood out to me there.
Let's head there. What do we got?
RJ Dennis.
Okay.
The
Ray J.
Yeah.
Does
Ray
he go
J.
by
Dennis.
RJ?
No, I think both.
Okay.
But I'm going to take the higher than 14.5 points. I
Okay.
know it's on the road. This guy's a veteran. He was a transfer coming over from the MAC, and I think he's just a shoo-in for over 14.5 points in the Little Apple.
What are we pairing it with?
Let's go to the other side of that game.
We going Kaluma?
Yes. Higher than 13.5 points.
Okay.
This is a Michael Crichton transfer.
Let's go.
And he since he's came in and he got a slow start in November, but he's been rolling lately. So Arthur Kaluma higher than 13.5 points, loaded up.
Those two hit, you'll cash plus 300 over an Underdog Fantasy, and you get the bonus plus 100 or sorry, 100% deposit bonus. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code SGPN. Kramer.
I see players walking out of a tunnel. We better get through this JV shit real quick. Texas A&M has the Fayetteville, Arkansas to take on Arkansas. We just said you can't trust Arkansas. We just watched Buzz with an electric performance.
Dude, when that game went to overtime, I thought we were cooked.
I was a little worried.
I thought they should have won it in regulation, but we got it done in overtime.
Buzz kept the boys together. I'm just gonna say it. Wrong team favored.
Ooh, bold.
This Arkansas team's broken right now, and I'm gonna take what Texas A&M learned about themselves as a team against Kentucky to go to overtime. Like Colby said, everyone who was rooting for Texas A&M felt the same way, but they held it together. Buzz is he's correcting the ship. Maybe it's time for me to post those pictures on social media that I took a year and a half ago.
Get ready for the big reveal.
College Station.
Colby, I want to fade Arkansas, but do I want to pick Texas A&M?
Look,
Yes.
I'm drawing a line here.
What do you mean?
This is a rivalry game, Sean. If Arkansas doesn't get this done, their season's cooked.
Ooh.
I think at home,
Backs against the wall.
at home, the fact that A&M just beat a top 10 team and the crowd went fucking absolutely, bonkers. They've been partying. They've been doing peppermint schnapps for the past couple fucking days.
That feels like an insult. Is that a nice or mean thing you're saying here? I'm confused.
Look, Arkansas, this is it. They're getting it done at home here. The place is going to be packed. If not, Musselman better watch out because you can't lose this one. You can't lose this one. Get it done in Fayetteville. Give me the Razorbacks. I know they look like shit, but coming off that road trip, I know they're terrible at shooting the three. I know they're terrible at a lot of things. Defensive rating 267.
Do not look at look at the numbers for this handicap.
It's just this is their season. To me, you lose this game. I don't see how Arkansas ends up in the NCAA tournament. They need to start beating some of these good teams.
Get your tire fixed.
Let's go.
I'm with you. Arkansas, let's do it.
You guys.
Desperation spot.
You guys paying attention? You're fading Buzz.
Home dog.
Come on.
Home dog, baby.
Give me a Buzz sound effect, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is it getting stuck? We need to oil it up.
Lube it.
Lube that bitch. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Stillwater, Kansas, Oklahoma State. Kansas laying 7. Kansas was I think the first triple lock of the season for us last episode. It came home, got it done. That's in part why our lock record was so awesome last week. Now they're on the road against the Oklahoma State team that I can't imagine they're fully focused on. Colby, this is always a tricky spot.
Well, I mean, even the numbers telling you Oklahoma State's 8-8, right? 8-8. That's not a great year. Mike Boynton's teams though always seem to play better when they enter Big 12 play as opposed to playing, the non-con. And to be honest,
saw it against Baylor at home. It went to overtime. And
that's why I think you look back. I know last year they lost by 9 in Stillwater, but they've been able to pull some out. I think they got them a couple years ago in Stillwater. Give me the points. This is almost like the Arkansas play. I know if we dive into the numbers here,
it's a lot of red on the advanced numbers. I'm with Colby. This is a good time to fade Kansas, I think, but more so it's a play on Oklahoma State back against the wall. They've lost 3 games in a row. This is Big 12. They need the game.
And to me, if they want any hope of making the NCAA tournament, they got to start winning some of these. They got to start beating some teams that are top 10. You know what I mean? Like they got to pad that resume. They're 8-8 right now. It's very similar to Arkansas' situation. Get your shit together. They get it together here and at least cover the 7.
Yeah, nothing to add.
Fly ball caught.
It's a clear. Well, it's just. I mean, Colby highlighted. I mean, I think the Baylor game they just played at home. Different game at home. They just played 2 road games. Easy team to click here. Using the old best ball adage. All right, 6 p.m. Another one. Columbia, South Carolina. Gamecocks taking on Blue Cane and the Georgia Bulldogs. Blue's my boy. And by the way, if you haven't checked me out on X recently, I've updated my X profile page with a little musing from our Blue, Big Blue 78. Send in a picture of his
Big Blue.
That's fire.
That must be. Yeah. It's like, is Big Blue his name because of the Giants, or is it because of his awesome Big Blue caddy?
I would only if it is because of the caddy, and I'm gonna. I don't want to
bring up the caddy.
I don't want to keep this from our
show.
Our
show how awesome Big Blue's caddy.
Right, look at this.
Dude, imagine. Colby, we got to get Noah a car like this.
Yeah,
we'll
get rid of that fucking LeBaron.
We'll get the Patreon going. Say goodbye to LeBaron. Say hello to the cat.
What do you think?
Imagine just Noah cruising the streets of Michigan with that thing.
Oh man,
to beat him off with a stick.
What do you think it costs to gas that hog up?
That thing probably gets like 9 miles to a gallon. It's back when oil was cheap.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a beautiful ride.
It really is a beautiful ride. Shout out to Big Blue. Continues to be the and forever will be the contest goat. All right, we're talking SEC, Georgia, South Carolina. I'm not fading Blue Cane.
I'm fascinated by this matchup because both teams are way ahead of schedule. Georgia just had their heart broken though. They should have beaten Tennessee and they should be 13-3. Instead, they're 12-4.
And they covered.
But how about the South Carolina team, man?
Yeah,
Lamont Paris has really got them going. They're 14-2. They're in a great spot if they could win this game to really set themselves up for a run to March.
Haven't lost a game yet at home. I know they're just starting conference play. I mean, did lay an egg at Alabama, but other than that. No, they had a nice win over. I mean, to me, I would comp this game to the Mississippi State matchup. Conference opponent, close spread, get the win, get the cover. I think you stick it out with Georgia here. I think
with Georgia or South Carolina. Yeah, okay.
I'm fading Georgia here. I'm going South Carolina.
Georgia defends the 3-point line well. South Carolina does need to hit the 3.
Yeah. But you can do that.
I'm still on South Carolina. I think some free throws down the line. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think, possession or 2 here. South Carolina makes the plays, get the crowd behind them. They make some free throws at the end to cover the 4.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not fading Blue Cane. Good luck with that.
Blue Cane.
That's a hard game though. I can see Georgia winning that.
I mean, again, Sean, can we get your Sean Palm individual rankings? We get all the greens.
Wait, what was that
there.
redhead we were talking about? Now I lost him.
What
team's he on? He's comically ginger.
Which one? I mean, we had.
You brought him up to show us.
The Boise State guy?
No, the Boise State guy. There was a guy named Green.
I brought up the ginger guy to Colby, and I'm like, how have we not talked about this guy more? It'll come to me.
I think we might have it on the text. We might have it on the text.
Was he
chain.
Princeton?
I'm drawing a blank right now.
UNLV? No, because he
Might have been Boise
he
State.
matched.
And yeah, Andrew Meadow from Boise State, right?
No.
Andrew
that's that
Meadow.
nerd guy.
Andrew Meadow is one guy, but the guy you're talking about. He matched the jersey color. Whoever it was, I remember specifically. We were talking about how his hair color was clashing with the color of the. And I need to write these names down. Let me write this down. So what was the Boise's guy's name?
Andrew Meadow.
Andrew Meadow.
This is Ryan's like watch list.
Well, because the Boise guy came up because I was watching him ball out.
I don't know if it was Boise.
No, Andrew Meadow is Boise,
Yeah.
but I don't. We might have talked about.
If you don't listen to, I hate to plug another program, but if you don't listen to the Mark Titus and his show, he does have a white guys who ball out.
Staples who ball out.
No, well, it's okay. Yeah, it's kind of like white guys for honorary black guys segment because they ball out so hard. You don't notice that they're white guys. The opposite of the stapler segment.
White angle.
Yeah, a total white angle. Kind of a white angle. I think white angle is somewhere in between. UNLV heads to Boise to take on Boise State and Andrew Meadow. What timing to talk about our guy Andrew Meadow on the watch list? -6.5. The Greeny watch list. The -6.5 for Boise State at home in Boise, Idaho, a place that does have some sneaky elevation, as we always like to bring up. But
I'm
Sean,
telling you, man, if you're UNLV, you're sick.
Yeah.
You're sick to your stomach on losing that game. They're
yeah.
better than their record. They're a lot better than their record. 8-7 here.
They've had some close losses, which isn't really, took St. Mary's to double OT.
LaPepe got them.
Pepe got them by a bucket.
Even at San Diego State, that final score is a little deceiving. That was a closer game.
No, I know they beat New Mexico at home. They've had some decent wins.
They're going to cover this.
You think so?
I think they can cover this mainly because Boise just had a huge win in Reno.
Still, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was looking for a situation spot for Boise. If they're coming off of, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I still think Boise's probably going to win this game, but UNLV can cover that spread.
UNLV doesn't go away, so I'll take them plus the 6.5. Oh, Kramer.
No 100. We just talked about Meadow. What was the words I said to you, Sean? We're sitting in the VSiN studio doing sports gambling podcast live Friday night, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Yes, YouTube TV. And I look at you. They have 4 TVs kind of up above us in the studio. I go, who is this? Who is this white guy with the rec specs and the long hair? Why has Colby not brought him to our attention? Why are you guys are killing me right now? You're fading the guys we're supposed to love.
Fade Meadows.
I mean, what's next? You're going to be fading Kelly LePepe? Utah State
prison strong.
Last game, and I think I see football very close to starting.
Come on, Ryan.
And if I seem distracted, I have been firing underdog entries along the way. So make sure you follow me on
multitasking.
Make sure you follow me on X because I have I just put out a spicy one that pays I want to say almost 30 to 1.
My God.
Here we go. Last game. Utah State, they keep a good program there, and they're heading to the pit to take on New Mexico, who came through for Colby last time we saw them play.
Double up here, lock.
New Mexico -5.
Dude, Utah State to get out of that game down 5 under a minute left. They're 16-1. The pit is going to burn down here. They lose. I think they lose by 20. Give me New Mexico.
State New Mexico at home is just a bucket. You don't need a handicap.
One of the toughest environments in college basketball.
I made a big mistake last time.
And Utah State coming off a tough win. It's a good situation spot. It's a good team at home. They can't make this number big enough.
I apologize for taking our gals. That was an emotional play for me last time. This time I take New Mexico.
Lock, dog, and bonus lock brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Head over to HOFBets.com or download the app. Use promo code SGPN. Get you 50% off your first month. Bet smarter, not harder. Optimize those parlays. Hit the deep data button, and you'll be ready to go over at HOFBets.com or just download the Hall of Fame Bets app. Kramer, what do you got?
Yeah, I was optimizing some parlays last night with the wife. Late.
It's hot.
Yeah, got a little workout. All right, lock number 1, BYU. Colby is correct to point that out. Lock number 2, Tennessee, laying the big number.
Ooh,
Florida hot garbage.
I do like Tennessee.
Florida hot garbage. And for my dog, I'm not a big fan of dogs, but Sean, what you would notice is I have a decent amount of dogs on the card this time.
It's dangerous.
Worst team in college basketball, as you say, Purdue.
Oh, no.
Give me Indiana
on
the money line.
Stealing my angle.
Spicy. Well, there's a Big 12 money line, nice money line too. You could take if you want to get spicy. And I even left your Blue Cane and my Georgia Bulldogs.
I like Kramer's BYU -3.5. I'm also going to be playing that, but to mix it up lockwise, I'll give out Cincinnati -3. I will take New Mexico at home from Colby, locking that up.
Yeah, I've already given away my locks. All right.
Well, you know,
For my dog, what am I going to do here? Do I take Oklahoma State?
You can do the same thing.
I like Indiana money line.
I am a
I'll
college
go Oklahoma
shark.
State just to mix it up, but I do like Indiana money line as well. Colby, what do you got?
The dogs or the locks, BYU and New Mexico.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice BYU lock.
The dog. Penn State beats Wisconsin.
Oh wow.
Penn
What?
State beats Wisconsin.
So for a parlay, do we want to do a I don't know, Kramer's on. So should we just parlay?
Hasn't stopped you guys in the past.
Should we just parlay BYU, Cincinnati, and New Mexico?
Yeah, I sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty fire to me.
Okay. No money lines, but just BYU laying the points, Cincinnati laying the points, and New Mexico laying the points. Our three favorites. Sorry, BYU, Cincy, New Mexico.
That's easy
laying
cash.
points.
That's easy cash.
Is it easy cash?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can even get down with that.
Hey, make sure you
All
subscribe
favorites.
to the College Basketball Experience with Colby Dant. Playoffs for 15% off everything in the merch store from now until the end of the month. Everything must go. Get you some Bet Detective shirts, some DGen University gear. Love my DGen University coffee mug, only for officially licensed DGens. And yeah,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Football's on, Sean.
Go Birds. Kramer, let it ride.